After World War I and the 1917 revolution, the Soviet Union recognized it was time to take border security seriously. They built a long line of bunkers and trenches near the western frontier, later known as Stalin's Line. Not because Joseph Stalin, the Soviet leader at the time, designed it, but under his rule, pretty much everything acquired his name. In 1939, after pushing the borders westwards, the Soviets shifted their focus to a new line and quietly left the old one behind. So when Hitler showed up in 1941, Soviet defenses were in no shape to stop his massive army, and the German tanks made it within 40 kilometers of Moscow. Not exactly textbook defense. Join us as we explore what remains of Stalin's line, now a military museum in Belarus, filled with bunkers, tanks, a shooting range, and enough Soviet gear to take over all of Denmark, which might not be saying much considering what Denmark's actually got.
So right now we are headed towards a museum in Minsk, Belarus, where we are currently at. It's called Stalin's Line, and it's really interesting. So we'll just get out, and on the way we'll explain a bit further what it is about.
Okay, so I figured out where we need to go. Not on this map. Yes, Belarus. Apparently the city we're going to, or the town, is called Belarus, which is a bit funny when we are in a country called Belarus. But nevertheless, we need to go there and get off, and then walk from there to Stalin's Line Museum, which would be very cool to see. And then we get to walk through some of the rural Belarus and some of the rural towns. So we just bought some tickets for the town Belarus. It's a Slav. I don't know what it's called exactly, but now we just need to figure out what platform it's leaving from. It's leaving in a little less than half an hour.
It's this platform 2?
Yes, it seems like it is. It says Minsk, Belarus. It will be very exciting to travel in one of these local trains. They look quite interesting. Very Soviet, very old school, just how we like it. Okay, so we were on the wrong platform. It's platform 3 apparently, although they sign it up here. It says platform 3, so we'll just head over there, and it looks like it will be one of the old trains, luckily for us, because we really want to travel in those instead of the new ones. So that looks like to be our train instead of this new one, luckily. Let's try head into it. It also says Belarus. I don't know if it means the country or the train in this case, but look how Soviet this is.
Пассажирам третьих путевых дорожного форума производится посадка на поезд на Литвинников класса станции Беларусь. Время отправления 12 часов 28 минут.
Not bad at all. Now we have arrived at the town of Belarus, or Slav, or whatever it's called, and we got a little walk to the museum, and we can just explain to you now what the museum is. So basically it's called Stalin's Line, and it's the front line of the Soviet Union when they fought against the Nazis during the Second World War. So the museum is basically located at one of those fortifications, and there should be a lot of cool stuff to see, like tanks, and we should be able to shoot some ancient guns from the Second World War and maybe later. So here in Belarus it's basically illegal to drink in public, but I think we are so far into nothing that we can open those beers we bought yesterday. We can't even drink them at our hotel because they got some rules against them. We don't have something to open it with, so let's try. Found a rock that seemed like it could open, maybe. It did, thank you. It's perfect.
Cool. It's nice and cold.
I mean, it's okay. I think we have tasted better, but
It's pretty good for those. I don't know what it costed.
for
Like
less than
half-
€1, half a euro.
half a euro or something.
So yeah, we'll just enjoy this and walk towards the museum. So we just finished up our beers, and yeah, I think we need to cross. There's a river or something in that direction. I think we need to cross it somehow very soon. There should be some bridges. So we will cross the river over here and head into the village up there. It's maybe a bit longer walk than we thought, but it's fine. We get to see some of the rural Belarus here, and also we are sure that no one is like shadowing us, so that's cool. We can speak freely, at least. So it says Paradokti, which I think it means like goods. So there's maybe a small shop down there if it's still open in this village. I think we'll go down there and check it out. Hopefully they got something nice, a little snack maybe. This is maybe even a yeah, Navashina, the whole map of the town with all the houses, stuff like that. So this is your small local supermarket in Belarus, in rural Belarus. A lot of cool stuff in here, and ice cream would be low-key good as well. Also soda, it's not that expensive.
Вы что-то разыскиваете или...
Yeah,
все, я поняла.
yeah, мы не понимаем.
Ясно.
Har du små mønter, for det koster 25
Cash? Отлично. All together?
together.
Yes. Thank you so much. Спасибо. Пока. What a friendly lady in the village shop. I got a cola. I mean, it's cheap enough for us.
It's the Belarusian version. Hopefully the lid goes right off. It does.
That's perfect.
Beautiful.
So she just told us we got to continue up here through the village and then get out to the left and Stalin's line. So she actually spoke English, which is very...
Spoke a little bit, but
a little bit, yeah.
still.
That was very surprising, honestly. She spoke better than a lot of people in Minsk. So that's cool. She was very nice. And it was a cool little shop with the essentials.
So right here we have a classic Soviet playground, and now we're gonna try to play on it and see how well the kids had it in the Soviet Union. So that's why they are so strong in the Soviet Union. They were so strong. Also blind. Very nice playground. It just needs some paint. They're even renovating it.
Looks cool. So we got all these modern buildings. I'm a little bit surprised that they got such modern buildings in such a rural village, although it's not that far from Minsk, but I still expected it to be completely only those type of building and even older than that. So that's very cool. Positively surprised about rural Belarus. You can already see the museum. It looks very good with some old Soviet stuff. We got a Stalin statue over there. So we were just kind of guided into how we do this stuff. Apparently there's a start here, so well, let's head in, check it out and see some of the history. So here you can see actually Stalin's line running down behind the Baltic and like through the middle of Belarus all the way down to Ukraine and even Moldova.
So this is where we are currently at.
Yeah, the Minsk line.
Minsk, and then the line here.
Yeah, it seems like this was before Second World War. You see Germany was a little smaller, and we got Poland also, which they split it during the beginning of the war. So that's very cool. Over here is a little more detailed map of all the positions actually, all the way down. Very cool. And here we got the whole complex, a lot of cool stuff. It's massive.
Oh, so this was where they fired the artillery from?
Yeah, very cool.
This is cool.
Look at that. So yeah,
This is like a cannon, then they would sit here and one would sit there, and they would have the ammunition over here and they would load it in, pull it back, load it in,
yeah.
and then you had to sit here because there was probably like a lot of recoil, so you should like not be in the way of the guns.
Yeah, actually here I think they got them, well maybe some spare ammunition here.
Yeah, it looks like a place from a maintenance room of some kind.
Yep.
They control different things here. Just have like probably for air and also like get all the mechanics working.
Yes.
Get electricity.
You see Stalin right there? I don't know who the guy on the right is, but it looks very cool. What's in here? Seems like some more storage or something.
Yeah, some air filters probably maybe.
Yeah. And we got the exit. That's very cool.
Cannons were shooting out. You can also see in the gun they have these like reels that go like around, so the bullet would get more spin on it and be more precise on longer distances.
Yeah, and it seems like they were able to close it up actually, so if it was came under too much fire, they can just close the lid and be safe in there. So I think we gotta head up to the left here, and I can see there's a tank on top. And it says TheSvobodnik Belarus. So all the Soviet Belarus, the Soviet Republic of Belarus, kind of. That's a very cool tank. Let's check it out, which one it is. Okay, so you cannot climb on this like in Transnistria.
This tank got hit by a bullet, probably.
Oh yeah, action. It's very cool. It's a
T-34 76 model.
For all our tank viewers, tank loving viewers. I know we got a few of them.
So this was probably a trench.
Yeah.
Before World War II, you had a lot of trench fighting in World War I and smaller wars. So they definitely prepared for the trench fighting, but in World War II they had the Blitzkrieg, which the Germans did use, and then the trenches became kind of irrelevant and not so useful anyways, but you can see they're definitely prepared.
Yeah. And you can see how it's like all different directions, and that's because if someone enters your trench from the opponent, you can like hide behind corners and like shoot around the corners. So yeah, if it was just a straight line, you'll just be able to, as an enemy, to just fire all the way down through, killing anyone. So maybe over here we got some like I don't know, foxhole, or I don't know what you call it. It's completely dark in here. I can't see shit. So you definitely can't either. I'll just so this has maybe even been like a rest spot or maybe storage.
Yeah, storage and for resting maybe.
And yeah, as you can see, here is also where you can hide. If someone from the enemies go down into this trench, you can hide in here and you can shoot them when they pass. So that's really good cover.
So this was actually a German observation post from the First World War. So this is not even from the Second World War, but definitely interesting. They could like stand in there and look all the way around through the peak holes. As you can see, you can enter the observation post. It's pretty tight in here, but then you could stay in here. And then you could peek out through the holes if you can see anything. You had like all these holes around, but it's pretty tight, so you wouldn't want a long. You wouldn't want to stay in there a long time, but they probably had to do that. Definitely interesting. They also have from the First World War.
Yeah, this almost looks like maybe the border area. You can see those sticks out there are like the border marks, and this is really quite a fortified border. We got even some soldiers standing over there. It's cool.
So now we're headed towards a machine gun pillbox, and there's a whole school in front of us, getting a tour. We have all the children behind us, you see. But here we have pillbox. Now we're entering the compound. We have the tools.
So definitely very cool with the machine guns here. You can like shoot.
Yeah, imagine they just shut out.
So a couple times a year there's like some big shows at this place, and you can see out here is where they are like having the show where they reenact actually some of the like fights happened in World War II on these fields with of course blank bullets. So that's what you can see here. It should be a very cool experience, but unfortunately we are not in a time frame that any of those shows are held, but certainly looks like a cool place. So yeah, you can see the whole ground here. It seems like they're actually preparing some stuff. I know at May 9th, May 10th they are holding shows here because of the like Victory Day. So here it's just like in Ukraine. I don't know if I can say that too loud here, but they also got these open air museum of all the tanks and stuff like that. So let's take a look again, just like we did in Ukraine. Here we got some anti-tank, they're probably called the howitzers. To like shoot over the fields of Belarus towards enemy. And there's a lot of different ones. And here we got some where they could like launch multiple rockets with the USSR. How cool is this? So these are very cool also. Strategic SAM systems.
Yeah, so you couldn't move with it, so that's probably why they call it strategic. So you like had to place it.
And over here we got a real cool one, honestly. It's like a movable artillery system. This could probably fire. It had a very long range probably. Maybe we can see it over here. Self-propelled gun.
37.5 kilometers.
Yeah, that's just like the length of like artillery, so definitely a movable artillery system.
Also the shells weigh 110 kilos. It's
huge.
Pretty huge.
Yeah, we got some tanks here. Looks very cool. This is also a self-propelled howitzer, but this over here looks like a T-tank. I don't exactly know which one it is.
Definitely been used for some fighting or something.
Yeah. T-80B. So this is one of the more advanced ones.
T-35 MB.
Yeah, T-55 MB. Very cool.
Definitely some cool tanks.
This one might actually be the oldest heavy tank IS-3. Never heard of that, but certainly some cool tanks. Holy shit. Сколько это?
5 рублей.
5 рублей.
Okay.
So, okay, that was a very cool experience. Yeah, my eardrums probably just got fucked up when I forgot to put those on, but that was very cool, very cool. So we'll head over to the rest of the area. We got some even cooler looking stuff over here, like some real missiles. Look at that. It's like 30 meters tall something. So shall we start with the planes?
Let's do that. Oh, they have some cool ass missiles here.
Yeah. Holy fuck. But well, we can start here with the planes. They even got some bombs that could be dropped from the airplanes. A lot of different stuff with some serious weight, over 200 kilo.
Holy shit, also just this monster.
Yeah. Yeah, this one is huge. So you can definitely see this is an older airplane, but
so this was in 1975, but you gotta remember that fighter jets got they founded fighter jets in World War II.
yeah,
So this is, if it's a fighter jet like this, it's post World War II.
yeah, it's the Su-25. This is a MiG-25M. Also a very cool flight. And with this
pointer.
oh, this one is massive.
So this is one of the classic MiGs you hear about.
Yeah, MiG-25.
So like, see, I think this is one of the planes that's in Top Gun, right? With this one also.
Yeah. And now we are onto some propellers. those might be a little older. Oh, and
Those
they're
are definitely like
beautiful with the star. So cool. And huge and dual motors. What? So huge. You never really think about how huge such fighter jet motors are before you stand right behind one. So yeah, this is an older one, a propeller. I don't know where it's from. Light multi-purpose aircraft AN2, and it's from yeah, it was just after World War II. Yeah, so I think the ground behind me, you can like buy tours with tanks actually. So for a couple thousand rubles you can buy a tour with maybe I think it's 8 people. So it's a bit expensive for us, but if we were like 6 more, it might actually have been a very cool thing.
yeah, fast trench digging machine.
Ah, so you got like this sticker on the back. Yeah, you can see it up there.
It's like a whole large kind of handle.
Yeah.
They could just pull all the.
So it's, I really like the Soviet machinery because they got some very creative solutions to some issues they had, and this is one of them. That's so cool to have like this trench digger. Very cool looking, certainly, and I think this might also be somewhat similar.
Tracked mine layers. So this was
So
So I think this was for putting mines down in the field.
yeah, it looks like it might have been.
Yeah. So then they like.
What's this? Yeah, this is a trailed mine layer, so probably this could lay mines itself, maybe somewhere, maybe with
Probably
that.
like dug them in the ground and like pushed them in.
Yeah, and this is like something you can put on behind some
So
vehicle.
then you could stand here and
Yeah.
like.
Ooh, and this looks like a bridge maker.
Oh, that's so cool. Launch bridge.
Yeah, launch bridge. So yeah, those are really cool.
18 meters.
If you had seen some videos of some of the wars going on in the world, especially one I don't think I can mention here, this is very used to cross the many rivers of this region. So that's a very cool machine. Very cool. An old Soviet bridge layer. This is where we get to the very cool stuff. Some massive missile launchers.
This was a SAM,
Yeah.
surface to air missile system.
Yeah,
Definitely cool, also huge.
and this one is even larger. It's just an upgraded version almost.
Also down there we have a military
Oh yeah,
obstacle
military.
course. Perhaps you can see us, if you watch through the video, you can see us try that. See if we would qualify for the Soviet military.
This,
This is definitely
yeah, it looks like the one we saw in Kiev, but just not on them.
the system. Multi-channel. Oh.
Oh, S300. Yeah, I think.
So altitude range 27 kilometers.
yeah, that's
Detection
amazing.
range 37.
That's cool. That's some massive missiles, but the largest one over there looks sick. It could definitely have been a nuclear warhead. Strategic SAM. It's also massive, but the interesting one here.
Medium range. Wonder how the long range missile look if that's a medium.
Weight 41.7 tons.
2,000 kilometers. Warhead is a nuclear warhead. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's so cool. So in any war, you need to have something other than missiles and deadly weapons. You need to track and discover enemy missiles and weapons. So that's why we got all those radars. Of course, the Soviet Union were a beast to produce these. We got the Duga in Chernobyl, huge radar system, and here we got some of the portable ones. Let's check them out.
Yeah, so this one was for like detecting who's a friend or who's a foe in the air, so they could like detect 2 coordinates and who they should hit, who they shouldn't hit, which was pretty important because you don't want to shoot down your own fighter jets, obviously.
Exactly. Ranging radar P-37. So yeah, some more radar systems. And here we got some of the like portable missile systems. Tactical ballistic missile, 2 tons. Operational range 650 kilometers. And we got the big brother over here, AK-47. That's so cool. And this looks like some transportation trucks for soldiers and maybe even ammunitions. Hardware communication. Well, maybe it's for some hardware in there. This is a battle train, and yeah, you can actually get a tour in it, but we are not going to. But it's very cool how they got these battle trains. And up there we got a Soviet, a Soviet flag. So there's almost like built this station actually. I think it says Stansia Sovietskaya, so Soviet station.
So the Soviet Union had 9 or 10 of these trains, and this one was engaging in a fight. You see in 1941, it engaged in a fight, and neither the enemy tanks or artillery or anything could hurt it, but in the end there was an airstrike from the Germans which destroyed part of it, but they pulled it back into the Soviet Union and repaired it. And then in 44 they used it to retake some of the cities around here. So it was quite good in battle, but after it got retaken, then it got hit by an enemy airstrike once again. But it was pretty effective with these huge armored trains, because the tracks could carry lots more, and the Soviet Union had really good infrastructure for having all these trains. So this has been really cool. If you are near Minsk in Belarus, we would definitely recommend you go here. If you like shooting, they have the range. It's fairly priced and really fun. Also like really authentic with the old weapons and stuff, and it's really impressive. All the signs and explanations are also in English and in Chinese, but I don't think many of you are Chinese. So now we'll head down to a cafe. They played some old Soviet music or something, so try and see what that is, and then we are done with this place. But it has been really cool. We can definitely recommend this.
So Raj will just try this, I think. I don't want to get my cliff 30, but I think he doesn't care, so let's see.
So as promised, if you watch to the end, you could see me go through this military course. Hopefully I'll survive and I'll become a Soviet soldier.
Oh no, you are hitting some of the lines.
I'm already dead, guys. But let's just try and continue.
Oh, I can't even follow along.
Do I have to go up or hang in the rings?
I don't know. Choose one, I think.
So I'll go up and then I'll go down. Okay, so now is the question if I have to. I think
Come on, you're almost there.
I think I did it.
I think
If we just say I didn't die at those white lines.
if there are lack of soldiers, they certainly got one here for the Soviet army or maybe the Belarusian army.
Tavarish eller?
So we'll head to the cafe now. There's a nice smell here. So we just managed with our poorly Russian to buy some kvass. We have never tried kvass before. It's like fermented bread, I think. And then we got, of course, 2 shots of vodka, because you always need to have vodka with your food here. And we have gotten some interesting, what was it called?
Something with soldier, like birch soldier stuff. We asked what the most Soviet food was, and she pointed at this, so we chose that.
Exactly. So now we'll just see what we'll get. It wasn't too expensive at all. It was actually, yeah, for both of us we paid like 21 rubles, so it's really nothing. The porridge soldier was like 6 rubles, so that's nothing. We very much look forward to this. Let's see what it is. This is our food. It looks so Soviet. It's perfect with the pickles, with, yeah, I don't know what.
Then we got some bread.
Yeah, and some
Looks
kvass
really
and-
tasty.
So we very much look forward to this. So, well, we might as well just take a little taste of this. There's some meat in, so that's good.
Really tasty. Actually better than you expect. It actually quite.
You don't expect much, but it's actually quite tasty. So, and then you always have to like sastaravi. Wait with some vodka.
Then we'll just need. Oh yeah, we have bread.
I know how you eat, maybe just.
Definitely not the tasty part of the meal, but it gets the job done. So should we taste the kvass?
Yeah.
Now we'll taste good old kvass. Smells a little like beer. Skål.
Sastaravi, skål.
It tastes like beer with bread taste.
It's very weird actually. It tastes a little bit of a mixture between this and a beer. I mean, it's fine. So we have eaten all the food, drinking the vodka, stuff like that. It's time to head out of here. That was a cool Soviet meal. Very enjoyable. It was very interesting experience here. We really liked it, honestly. Very cool. So can definitely recommend this. We'll go back to Minsk and we'll end the video here. What a fantastic experience.